What up, fam? It's Francisco with Team Hilote, and this is Across the Bar. And as promised, today's very special guests are the owners of Tiffany's Sweet Spot in Tiffany and Ben. And if you guys don't know who they are, I want them to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about their show.
I'm Tiffany.
Ben.
We've been married for almost 20 years, 19 this year. We've got 4 kids. We run Tiffany Sweet Spot in La Quinta. We've been here for 8 years. And we started our business making cookies, and then we decided to add cupcakes to our menu, and the cupcakes just kind of took off. So now we're just cupcake dealers.
Awesome. Well, we'll get right to the questions. I know you guys have a busy day at the shop. Question number 1 is give us a little rundown of the day-to-day operations at the bakery before COVID, before the shutdown.
Well, our business, we do a lot of walk-ins, but we also have a lot of events that people need cupcakes for. So we get a lot of pre-orders, a lot of weddings, birthday parties, baby showers. So, we started seeing a lot of people calling unsure of their orders, pushing dates back in the beginning. People that weren't sure if they were going to be able to have, because at first the orders were that you could meet in like large groups of 50 or something like that. So they kept changing the amount of people you could, be in contact with at one given time. So a lot of people were calling and saying, okay, well, we're going to move it, 2 weeks out or a month out, and then, we did have a lot of people cancel, a lot of people postpone. We did have to issue some credits back and refunds, but we're actually really thankful that we were able to do that. I know a lot of small businesses. I'm a part of a lot of baking groups, and a lot of those bakers weren't able to refund people's money. So we're really grateful that we could do that. But we're still, in business. The way that we run our business hasn't really changed much as far as like what we're offering. We still, somebody wanted a couple dozen cupcakes, we would make those for them. And but we definitely are not seeing any future events scheduled as far as people having parties. Our orders are not like 6-7 dozen anymore. It's more like, when we get a 2 dozen order, we're really surprised. We're like, wow, are they having a party? Ooh, no, just kidding.
We never really had the room to do like tables or restaurant seating or anything here in our shop. So we've always just been a to-go facility anyway. So when all this happened, we didn't really have to shut anything down or close or anything like that, because we're always just a to-go place anyway. So it didn't really affect as far as our operations that way. I know a lot of restaurants just had to totally change how they did everything, and we didn't really have to change a whole lot as far as adapting to being a to-go only. We did do things like we just recently got our Postmates affiliation, where we get the tablet and they send you that, and you start taking orders on Postmates and stuff like that. And we got one for Grubhub, and we do DoorDash and stuff like that. And those have changed. Those have been a big thing since this all happened.
Yeah, that was going to be a question. You to punch. So what else has Tiffany's had to do during COVID, as far as how you allow customers in the door? You have signage that you need your mask, and are you doing 6 feet apart? And what about the employees? Has anything changed in the bakery during COVID?
Yeah, so we take our orders from the health department. The health department is always like keeping us in, letting us know what their new mandates are based on like food businesses. So we take our orders from the health department, but at first we just put some signs up so that people would let us touch, so they weren't touching a lot of things in the shop, ask us for assistance. We put some signs up on the door because, there was no more than 10 people in a facility at once. So we had to consider how many employees would be working at once, and then determine how many people could be in our store at one time. So we had to put some signs up saying, no more than 2 families or 2 individuals in at a time. Obviously wearing the masks, wearing gloves when we can. And yeah, just offering people to, if you want to wait in your car, we'll be happy to bring them out to you. We're doing a lot of that. Mother's Day weekend was crazy. We had a line outside, and we were just running to everybody's car. I had a lady who was helping me that day, and she just ended up most of the day running orders out to the cars, and when it was nicer outside, like when this all started happening in March, April, we actually left our doors open, and they wouldn't mind waiting outside, and it was really nice outside. Now that it's getting hotter, we're just asking people, hey, if you don't feel comfortable, waiting outside, we can bring it to your car. So that's what we've been doing. Again, like what Ben said with the Postmates, we're doing a lot of deliveries. A lot of people are calling wanting deliveries, and we're just advising them to order through Postmates, because we don't have the staff here right now to deliver to all these places. So we're thankful that we have the Postmates, and we'll be adding Grubhub soon. We don't have that yet, but we're thankful that we have those avenues to deliver. So.
Well, that's good. Obviously, you guys are just adapting like a lot of other restaurants, and finally and just getting the Grubhub, because it's at the beginning, I know no one wanted to go out and everything was real. It was just really difficult to go out, but with Grubhub and Instacart and everything else, everyone's able to get the goods home. So that's glad.
Yeah, that's great.
Last question: do you see yourself keeping Grubhub and all these other apps after COVID? Where do you see the bakery moving? Once everyone's allowed to get close and they ease off the restrictions.
Well, we're actually currently only taking like the same week orders, because we came into a situation where one of our employees was recommended to quarantine because a friend of a friend might have been exposed, and it like immediately left us short-handed, and it's kind of scary. Like our business, at the time it was around Easter. It was really busy, and we can only handle so much. So in thinking about, okay, if we had to shut down our business because somebody in our business was, tested positive, then we would need to shut down. And we don't want to have like all these commitments in the future. Somebody
or also
that
if how the health department like changes the regulations and stuff like that. Like the county just changed their stuff last week and things. So you never know if they could change it again tomorrow and say, okay, you have to shut down, and there's no control. We don't have any control of that. So we don't want to be on the hook for, all these orders that people are giving us for, 2 weeks from now and 3 weeks from now and stuff like that.
So we've decided to just do like same week orders, keep ourselves, from overcommitting ourselves. And, we're literally taking it week by week. We're people of faith. So we just trust that God's going to, take care of us from week to week. And, and he's been faithful so far. So, but yeah, we're going to, as long as like, again, we're kind of going off the health department, what they recommend, wearing the mask or wearing the gloves, or, when people have been coming in the last few days since they changed the mandate last Friday, we just ask them, if you're comfortable, you can stay inside, you want to step outside. Like we want to respect everyone's, viewpoints and what they feel comfortable with. We don't want to make anybody, come in and feel unsafe. So we're just kind of, playing, just testing it out, seeing how everybody's, and for the most part, everyone's still coming in with, I haven't seen anybody not come in with masks. So everyone's still wearing the mask. I don't see a lot of people wearing gloves, and most people are still like, okay, well, I'm going to wait outside. Like they want to wait outside, or they don't want to, they're being sensitive to the person inside. Like they want to give them their space, which I think is really cool, So it seems like the community is really, aware of everything, and they're not being disrespectful, and they're not like, So anyway, that's mine. Do you want to add anything to that? No.
Well, your cupcakes are delicious, so it's understandable why people are willing to wait in the car, wait in the heat. It's all worth it when you bring everything home. And
Thank you.
Before we leave, are there any tips you want to give other local business owners that are struggling, that are just kind of spinning their tires as to how to push forward and stay open?
Be creative. Like that's something that we've always tried to do, and then we kind of get busy, and then we can't do all the fun creative stuff. And so during this time, we've kind of had to really work hard driving business to us, like making people aware of us, especially online. Social media marketing is a big thing. Just posting on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, and driving people here. Like we're really making an effort to do more than we usually do with social media, just to raise awareness. Like we're still here, and we're open, and people, and then offering new things. Like we were able to pick up a new employee who had been laid off by another hotel because they had closed. All the hotels closed, and so she was able to help us kind of branch out into some new products. Like we're doing a bunch of keto friendly products right now, and those have been selling really well. So we're making as much of that stuff as we can sell. It's just gone right out, and that's a whole new product line that we weren't able to do before. And now we're able to do all these new keto products and drive a bunch of business into the store, just because we have an extra person who can make this stuff and things that we didn't do before. And so it's kind of for other businesses, maybe try to do something you haven't done before that maybe you wanted to do, or some little kind of side thing that you've always wanted to try, I think maybe people would like. Or maybe like with the keto, we knew there was a market for it because people asked for it all the time, but we could just never do it because we didn't have the time. And because we were able to pick up a new employee, and that kind of freed us up, and now she can make keto stuff, and it really helps to bring in more people in. They're coming in now, they're coming in for keto, but maybe they're going to buy some cupcakes for their kids or something like that. And so it's bringing in new customers who wouldn't have come before, and it kind of broadens our customer base and stuff like that. So those are the things I would suggest. Do a lot of social media marketing if you can.
Maybe offer some kind of coupon or a special.
Okay.
Like I know that's not the ideal situation. You want to make as much money as you can, but just to get new people coming in or trying your product or hearing about your business, maybe offering some kind of special or making a coupon to send out to people. Especially right now, a lot of people are struggling financially, so just offering that coupon or that special might be really good for their business. So
Well, those are all great tips. I mean, you guys are great examples of just business owners that have adapted, that are constantly just changing your business to adapt to the restrictions. And now it's the first time I hear about these keto cupcakes. So that's awesome. But the social media has always been great. I follow you guys on Instagram and your Facebook, and you did see like a little spike in the traffic you guys shared. So that's awesome. I think that's one thing I'm always pushing, is technology. If you're not on at least 3 platforms, then you're doing a disservice. So just don't be shy. I know being on camera, not something everyone's comfortable with, but your product speaks for itself, which is your cupcake. So we definitely see a lot of that. And that's it. So thank you so much for your time. I'll let you guys get back to work. And if you have anything else you want to share, this is it.
come try our cupcakes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Tiffany.